Hello, my name is Rickard, and in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to recreate this poster in Photoshop. It's a pretty straightforward technique, but if you want to follow along, I have included all the images that I use in a link in the description of this video. Go ahead, download that, and then let's dive into Photoshop. All right, I'm going to start by going to File, New. We're going to make a document that is 1,000 pixels wide by 1480 tall. We're going to make this 72 resolution and then leave it on RGB, white, square pixels. Next, we're going to go up to View, Guides, New Guide Layout. We're going to set this on 4 and 4 and 84 and 72. So that's 4 columns, 4 rows, no gutter, 84 top, and 72 bottom. Let's hit OK. Next thing I want to do is bring in my image. Now, obviously, I don't have any photos from the actors in the film, but I have a photo of my brother that I'm going to use for this. And here's the photo. I've already made some adjustments, so I'm just going to hit Open. And I actually don't need the whole photo, so I'm not going to drag the whole thing in. I'm just going to crop kind of this face area, which is the area that I need. I'm going to do Command C, close this, and then do Command V. Next, I want to move this so that his face is kind of centered up there. Basically, I want this guy to be where his bottom of his chin is, and the eyes to be right about where they are. So let's do Command T for transform. I'm going to go ahead and put this right there because the eyes are basically where I want them. Make this smaller until his chin is just above that guide right there. And I think placement wise, that looks pretty good. Next thing I want to do is just do a bit of skin smoothing. Now I could do frequency separation or some more fancy skin smoothing. But for this, I'm just going to go ahead and use the skin smoothing neural filter on the default settings and hit OK. It's good enough for what I need. Next thing I want to do is I do want to add just a little bit of sharpness. You'll see this often in film posters. Just the skin texture, and especially around the eyes, is usually quite sharp. So to do that, I'm just going to do Command J. We can call this sharpness. I'm going to do filter, other high pass, and put this on about 1.5 pixels. And then we're going to put this on linear light. You can see if I turn that on and off, what it's doing, it's adding quite a bit of sharpness. It's too much, so I'm just going to take this fill down to about 50%. And I also really just want it mostly in the eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a mask on this, go to my linear gradient, make sure it's on classic, and it's on foreground to transparent. Make sure my foreground is black. And then I'm just going to kind of push it out from around here so it's just in his eyes in this area there. And that looks really good. Next thing we need to do is create our keyhole shape. And you might be able to find a vector one, but it's a pretty straightforward shape. I'm just going to go to my circle ellipse tool here, make sure it's on path. Hold down Option and Shift to keep a nice perfect circle here. Make it about that big. And then I'm going to go here and go on to my rectangle tool. Kind of start a rectangle down here, probably about like so. And then if I go onto my path selection, select both of these, I can use the alignment tool to center them. And then what I want to do is I want to select this bottom one, kind of drag up the top here, hold down Shift and Command, and then also hold down, oops, I don't want to do that. So I want to select just these two anchor points up here and then do Command Transform. what I'm doing now is I'm just transferring those 2 anchor points up there. And you can see we're now creating that keyhole shape. And I think that looks pretty good. Maybe not quite so tall, so something like this. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is select both of them. Up here, make sure it's on combine shapes. And then we're going to move this so it's right over this eye. And then I'm going to do Command T for transform again. I want it to be about this big. All right, and then I'm going to go to my paths, and if I hold down Command and click on the path, it'll turn that into a selection. Now that I've made a selection, I actually want this area to be a little thinner. So I'm going to do Command D to drop my selection. Select these again. Go to my direct selection tool. Select both of these anchor points again, and then do Command T for transform and make those smaller. Okay, now Command click there again. So that's more the shape I'm looking for there. I'm going to go ahead and add a curve adjustment. And this curve adjustment is going to make the background darker. So I want to go to my mask properties, invert this. I'm not going to add a feather quite yet. I can do that afterwards. So in here, what I want to do is I want to make it darker. So we'll just pull this down quite a bit. And then I also want to make it quite a bit bluer. So red will give me cyan. And I'm going to counteract that with a little bit of magenta and then also quite a bit of blue. And already you can see a lot of this effect taking shape. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do an inverted version of this. But before that, I'm going to go back to my mask properties, just add some feather. Just so that it looks like this light is shining from a little farther away. So probably somewhere around, let's say 14, maybe 13. All right. So we'll go 13 there, and then what I'll do is hold down Option and just drag this layer up. That'll make a second copy of it. I can double click on my mask to bring up my mask properties, invert this, then go to my curve properties and reset them down here. And for this one, I essentially want to just make it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to clamp here so we're not doing too much of an S curve. Just make this a little bit lighter. And then maybe a little bit warmer too. So with a little bit of red in here. And maybe a little bit of yellow in the blues. So now we're getting a really nice contrast there between the background and the foreground. But one other thing I want to do is I do want to get a little bit of more kind of vignetted darkness in the background, and also maybe go just a little bit less on the cyan in here. So I think just a little bit less on the cyan. Do nicely in there. And then for the vignette, I'm going to do a similar trick here where I'm going to just make a vignette shape around where that light source is going to be. I'm going to go underneath these two and just add another curve. And then we'll go into our mask properties, invert that, and feather it so it's just a vignette. And then we can come in here and make this even darker. Okay, so that's looking really good. We have some nice contrast there. Next thing, or last thing really, what we're going to do is just add some titles. So I'm going to turn my guides back on with Command semicolon. Maybe I can put all this in a folder with Command G called artwork. And for this, we're going to use the font called Oswald. That is the font or something similar that's used on the poster. I'm going to go on here, Oswald medium, and for the first one, which will be the text up here, we're going to make this 24 pixels. Font size, click right here, and this will say based on the international best-selling book. And I'm going to bring up my character palette here, select all with Command A and make this 140. All right, that's looking good. Next, we're going to do the actor name. So let's just hold down Option and drag this down to here, right above this guide right there. Now select that and we'll put Brandon Sklenar. I'm going to select all here, and for this, I'm going to make this 34, and we'll make this 33, and I'm going to make this 0. And let's move this up to about there. All right, and then for the, I'll put that right there. And for that, I'm going to change the color to the yellow color, and that is EFD624. So EFD624. And this we're going to change to 96. And let's go ahead and move that. That should basically be right under this guide. And then right under that is where we'll put Housemaid. I'm going to select all, and this is going to be 161. And this is actually going to be -20 as well. And let's move that into position right about there. And then under here, our smallest type on here is going to be 18 pixels. And this is going to be 240. And this will say, some doors should never be opened. And there you have it. The one last thing we need to do is add the key to this. And to do that, I'm going to go onto my Housemaid layer, add a mask to it, go to my elliptical selection tool, go right in the middle of this A here, kind of do a circle shape like this, put it right at the top there, and then just do Option Delete. And now I've got that key shape in there. And voila, we're done with our poster. Here you can see the before and the after. Pretty straightforward poster there. So there you have it. That's how you recreate that poster inside of Photoshop, and hopefully through this you learned some tips, tricks, and techniques that you can use in your own projects. Now, if you did enjoy this, please subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications, leave a like, leave a comment. I do try to respond to all of them. And if there's other posters that you'd like to see me recreate inside of Photoshop, go ahead and leave a comment of what that poster is, and I will put it into consideration. Otherwise, if you're interested in learning Photoshop as well as graphic design, check out my channel, nuclei.com. I sell online courses and tools for Photoshop as well as color and graphic design. So check that out. Otherwise, here's some other tutorials that you can explore, and I will see you next time.